You talked about good governance and accountability and effective administration earlier on. You didn't really mention who could come and deliver that. Can you just speak to that?
No, I wouldn't really, for me, I wouldn't really want to mention names now, but I know that we have Nigerians who are eminently qualified to lead this country in terms of experience, in terms of capacity, in terms of good track record. We have as many...
From the PDP?
We have them in PDP. They are bound there. You see, I think some people are mistaking what happened to PDP. PDP has a foundation. PDP problem was just at the roof. Everybody makes mistakes. PDP has made this mistake and they realize that. So I really want to go much into it. It's just the roof and they're already fixing it. Let me tell you, just to take from what he said, most of the projects he was talking about were started by PDP. All right? I stand to be challenged today. Tell me one single project APC has completed, even among the ones PDP started. When they came on board, what they were telling us that there was no money, there was no funds. How? During Obasanjo article time, then they came on board, they made the crude was $22 per barrel, all right? And you came on board when crude was $44 per barrel. And you are saying you do not have money. You park all the money in TSA. So I really don't know. Any businessman, any good businessman will not park money somewhere and start and keep it somewhere. You invest that money so that it can have ripple effect, positive effect on the people. Now, let me now leave.
Go ahead.
So now, let me take it from where it stopped. I think Nigerians will truly decide in 2019. And I said something earlier. It was good. President Muhammadu Buhari declared that he was going to run for a second term. All right? But the general view out there was that it was something like swimming against the tide. And I'll tell you why. For me, it would have been better if he had not declared that he was going to run. Why? Because if he had not, by saying he was going to run, if he had said he was not going to run, he would have taken the pain of people rushing to get their PVC, planning to be part of the electoral, would have taken the pain out of them because many of them do not want to do that. But the moment he said he was going to run, they should go and get the statistics outside. People, the youth, especially the unemployed, the business community that this thing has affected, everybody is rushing to get their PVC to chase them out. I think they should go and do their study and understand this. So it would have been better. But since he has done that, fine, all well and good. Nigeria will really decide. But let me tell you something. We cannot continue to live in self-deceit. The truth of the matter is that the APC-led government has taken us 20 years backward. We're not supposed to be here. We're not supposed to be talking about this now. What Nigeria demanded of you is simple, good governance.
So in your estimation, essentially, is that the 16 years of PDP gave Nigeria some progress, but not enough, and that the APC has come and taken us backward?
Yes, that's why we said government is continuum. Name it. In the area of infrastructure development, the rail you are talking about, the APC is making credit to, was the baby of the PDP you talk about. So many projects. You keep hanging on corruption. Even the template, your template for fighting corruption is faulty from day one. You rode us into economic recession from the first year of your government because the government, the leadership lacked...
The recession hadn't started before this government came in?
As it started, our economy has grown at 7%. And these guys brought us back. So what are we talking about?
But economists...
Commodities, the minute they came on board, commodities prices rose.
Economists that have looked at the country
yes.
have said that, look, that the growth that was experienced under the era from about 2010 to 2015 was faux growth, that it was fake growth, that it was oil income growth based on... Let me finish, please.
Why didn't they prove that?
The global oil price was quite high and that we had not diversified the economy. That's what economists say. Now, I don't know what you have to say about that, but when you look at kind of some of the indices, inflation gradually reducing, economic growth gradually coming up, moving out of a recession, what are your thoughts about that?
Those years you mentioned, were those years as bad as what we're going through now? Today, I received 10 messages. Out of these 10 messages, 8, 9 were requests. I want to greet you. The next thing is followed by a text message. And they'll put you on the line. Any amount is okay. We have never been this. Nigerians have become beggars on the streets. People who help people. I know people that ordinarily they will come around, they will assist. They can't do it anymore. Businesses are packing up. You understand? So what have they done differently? That is the question. They've not done anything different. They've taken us backward.
Mr. Azuatalam, I'm going to bring you in here because, you know, he referenced what they call the Buhari challenge, that in 2 years, almost 3 years, what project has he started and completed? What is your response to that?
I think I'm very comfortable with this. Government is a continuous process. And the APC and Buhari-led government has shown responsibility. It would have been absurd and stupid for the Buhari government to have come and to have said all projects that PDP has either started or initiated or said they are going to do, we stop them and move over to new ones. It would have been absurd. But I wanted to ask you, you know, PDP keeps saying when there's a project completed, PDP will say, we started it. And what did you complete for 16 years? And how suddenly has this government started completing everything within 2 years and 10 months? I've mentioned these things to you. Look at this project I've mentioned to you. Look at many of these projects, the Onitsha-Enugu Road, the Enugu-Port Harcourt Road, the Port Harcourt-Owerri Road, the Ikote-Aba Road. These things were things that PDP had put in the project and had budgeted money. And why? What did you use to construct this? In one of the, I think the last budget that PDP made, after the capital project for construction of road, they just had 18 billion. And 18 billion, they didn't even achieve up to 60% of implementation. But this government has consistently spent about 270 to 300 billion every year of its budget in road construction. And look at the rail you are talking about. For 16 years, you started a rail project. You couldn't finish it. You couldn't even get to up to 40% completion of it. But the APC government came in, and within 1 year or 2 years, they were able to finish this thing, and you are seeing them running. And somebody is telling me about the economic index, and he's telling me that Buhari declared and this crash and that. You are aware that at the moment, the inflation rate has dropped and has been dropping consistently since last year. You are also aware that the interest rate has dropped and has been dropping consistently. And when he was talking about recession, you have videos of during the subsidy time when Sanusi, who was part of the government then, and Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala all predicted that we were heading to a doom because of what is happening, in their government. And the economic indices they have at hand in their government. They predicted this recession because it started from PDP. But one should give credit to the APC government and to the Buhari-led government to have brought this country out of recession. It is not difficult to plunge a country into recession. It is more difficult to build than to destroy. They destroyed easily. But this government has come in place within 1 year and about and was able to bring us from. And look at all our indices are growing up and well and good. And infrastructures are being led.
I know.
Let us remove PDP out of this. I agree that Nigerians will want more. But when PDP comes to bring themselves into the picture, it messes it up. Because they don't have a moral right.
Unfortunately, at this juncture, we have to take a very quick break. Mr. Fabiyi, I see you're aching to respond, and you'll get your opportunity. Our viewers, do stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
Thank you.
Daily with us has been the Executive Director of the NSITF and a member of the APC BOT, Jasper Azuatalam, and a member of the PDP, Oladimeji Fabiyi. Mr. Fabiyi, I know you wanted to respond to his comments.
Yes. Thank you very much. Quickly, you know, he mentioned something about subsidy, and I'm happy he's talking about that. And there's a lot of things. You know, when you have a consistently inconsistent leadership, this is what you get. When you have a technically bereft and strategically unfit leaders to lead, this is what you see in the society. Now you are talking about subsidy. A subsidy that Mr. President came about and said he didn't believe there was nothing like that. And suddenly the Minister of State for Petroleum came out and said there was subsidy to the tune of 1.4 trillion. Why are these people taking Nigerian for a ride, for heaven's sakes? We're not fools in this country. It's bad enough. And you can see it's even reflecting in the way they manage their party. Today, you said you should continue tenor elongation for the officers. Tomorrow, no, go down all these things. And you know why this is happening? Because they don't have experience when it comes to national government, how to manage national government, which PDP has, and PDP will still bring that on board.
Very quickly, in fairness to fact, when the administration came in and the oil price was about $25 a barrel, $28 a barrel, the rate at 145 was actually equivalent to the global market,
yes.
which means that there was indeed no subsidy, and that as the oil price rose,
yes.
that's where you have the differentiator.
Yes.
But I need to mention that.
But why didn't they come out clean? Why didn't they come out clean? How can a leader of the country be speaking from both sides of them? It doesn't speak well. Even internationally, it doesn't speak well of us. That's what I'm saying. And in the closing, let me quickly say this. There are so many news out there, and this has to do with those of us who are using social media. We have to take it easy so that we'll not put this country into trouble. Recently, I read about an ex-governor he stole $1 billion. How much was the revenue of that state? You know, it's not even up to $250 million that he had hotel somewhere in Ethiopia and all that. And again, recently, an elder statesman of this country had wedding for his stepson, and we started seeing on the social media that he paid a dowry of $1,000 and $1 million and all whatnot. These are not good. We should try and see how we can get our facts right before we come on social media to avoid problems.
Mr. Azuatalam, we're just about to close, but I want to ask you, when you look at the landscape, how do you feel about the chances of President Muhammadu Buhari within the APC and then in the general election?
Very good. I think I want to say that I want to speak directly to Nigerians. For me, we are not in competition with the PDP. We don't dare enter into that because that will be a disaster. But I want to tell Nigerians, look around you, the roads that are being constructed, you use the airport, look at the new face of the Abuja airport, the Lagos airport, the Port Harcourt airport, and look at the agricultural sector, how much food we have been able to produce at this moment. Look at how much people have been empowered to get food for themselves. Look at the statistics that importation of food has dropped by over 80%, and we are now almost getting to food sufficiency. In fact, if this government continues the way it is going, in the next 10 months, Nigeria will not be talking about importing food, but we will be exporting food. So look around all these things that you have seen. Look at what has improved around you, and then decide on what we are going to do. But for me, Nigerians want President Muhammad Buhari to continue, and he's going to continue. And the APC wants him to continue.
All right. Unfortunately, yes. I know this is an excitable conversation. We have come to the end of our time today. Gentlemen, I thank you so much for coming on the program and sharing your insights. With us has been Jasper Azuatalam, Executive Director with the NSITF and member of the APC BOT, and Oladimeji Fabiyi, a member of the opposition People's Democratic Party. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
My name, I am Ajuri Ngalale, and I wish you all a wonderful day ahead.
Well, yes, I'm Chamberlain, so.
I'm Neo Taigbe.
Goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed by guests on this program are those of the maker and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, and endorsement of Channels Television.